What if everything you believed about recreational vehicles, about what they could be, what they should cost, and who builds the best ones, was built on a 50-year lie? Western RV manufacturers have sold the same formula since 1970. Fiberglass shells, propane tanks, cramped kitchens, vinyl flooring. They dressed it up. They branded it lifestyle. They charged you $120,000 or $180,000 for it. And for decades, nobody questioned it. China just did. Not with a concept car, not with a prototype behind glass at a trade show. With 5 production vehicles, rolling, sleeping, cooking, generating power off-grid, that make the American and European RV industry look like it has been asleep at the wheel. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why this changes everything. For most of the 20th century, the recreational vehicle was an American invention. Thor Industries, Winnebago, Forest River. These companies defined what camping meant for the developed world. And by 2023, the North American RV market was valued at over $57 billion. That is an enormous industry, powerful, entrenched, and almost entirely resistant to disruption. Here is what the Western industry has delivered in the last decade. Marginal upgrades, slightly larger televisions, slightly thinner walls, the occasional solar panel bolted onto an aluminum roof as an afterthought. The core architecture, chassis, layout, materials, power systems, has barely evolved since the Reagan administration. Meanwhile, in boardrooms in Shenzhen, Chongqing, and Shanghai, engineers were not benchmarking the competition. They were asking a completely different question. Not how do we build a better RV, but if no RV had ever existed before, what would we build today? Most people have no idea this is already happening. The answer they arrived at is sitting in Chinese showrooms right now, and it bears almost no resemblance to anything sold in the West. Then something shifted. Between 2021 and 2024, China's RV market grew at a compound annual rate of over 18%. That is not organic lifestyle growth. That is a coordinated industrial pivot. And the vehicles it produced did not come from legacy camper companies. They came from aerospace engineers, EV manufacturers, and naval architects who had never built a single motorhome in their lives. The first vehicle that stopped the industry in its tracks was the Lidu Aquila 360 Starlight. Lidu's designers did not look at other trailers for inspiration. They looked at super yachts. The result is a compact luxury trailer that opens from a motorized rear platform, rated to hold 200 kilograms or 441 pounds, the same engineering language used on Mediterranean sailing vessels. Step inside and the analogy continues. Wood-style flooring, sculpted walls, LED strip lighting integrated into the architecture, not added as an accessory. Smart privacy glass. A central dinette seating 4 to 6 people that folds into the sleeping area. The galley is not a camping kitchen. It is a designed kitchen. Induction cooktop, refrigeration, backlighting, cooled cup holders, and there is a scent diffusion system running through the air vents, on a trailer. The structure underneath all of this is an aluminum inner frame wrapped in a fiberglass exterior. Light, rigid, corrosion-resistant. Precisely the material language that a vessel architect would choose, not a caravan builder. Here's where it gets revolutionary. Western luxury RV makers charge $250,000 for less innovation. The Lidu Aquila 360 Starlight has not published its final retail price. That silence is strategic, because the moment that number lands, it is going to be a problem for a lot of European trailer companies, but that's not the whole story. The Lidu is remarkable, but it is essentially a premium couples weekend trailer. It was built for atmosphere, for aesthetics, not for serious off-grid capability. There is no confirmed large-scale solar or battery system. The sleeping arrangement depends on converting the dinette. It is beautiful. It is not a survival machine. What they discovered next caught even the engineers off guard, because the next vehicle on this list is not a trailer. It is not even a conventional RV. It is a hybrid off-grid apartment, powered by the same company that is currently humiliating Western automakers in the global EV race. And it carries enough energy to run a house for 4 days without moving. Keep watching, because this is where the real story begins. Wanaka BYD T5 DM Pro Max. The Wanaka BYD T5 DM Pro Max is built on BYD's hybrid T5 DM truck platform, the same company that surpassed Tesla in global EV sales volume in 2023. Step inside the Pro Max configuration, and the interior height exceeds 2.1 meters. White tones, wood panels, a lounge that seats 6, a cab-over sleeping area measuring 2,230 by 1,330 millimeters, a rear bed at 2,220 by 1,300 millimeters, a dinette that drops into a child's sleeping space, a 230-liter double-door refrigerator, a microwave, a folding countertop extension, more storage than most studio apartments. But wait, it gets worse. For the Western competition, the power and water system in this vehicle is not an RV feature set. It is an engineering statement. A 55.39 kilowatt-hour BYD Blade battery as the drive battery, a separate 16.4 kilowatt-hour house battery, a 380-watt solar array, 400 liters of fresh water storage, 170 liters of gray water, a claimed combined range of 800 kilometers, fast charging capability, and bi-directional power flow, meaning the drive battery and house battery communicate and share energy intelligently. For reference, the leading American Class B campervans carry, on average, 100 to 200 watts of solar and a 100 amp-hour battery. The Wanaka carries more than 20 times that solar capacity. The downside, it is complex. 3,390 millimeters tall. Servicing a BYD hybrid drivetrain outside of China requires infrastructure that simply does not exist yet in most markets. And those slide-out mechanisms, dual battery systems, and smart controls mean more components that can fail on a remote track. But here's what most people are completely missing. Complexity is a temporary disadvantage. Infrastructure builds around dominant technology, and BYD is not going anywhere. Dongfeng MS600. Then something shifted. Again, not every vehicle on this list is chasing luxury. The Dongfeng MS600 is not interested in your mood lighting. It is interested in getting you somewhere no paved road reaches, and keeping you alive when you get there. The MS600 is built on Dongfeng's military-derived Warrior chassis. Under the hood, a 6.7-liter Dongfeng Cummins, diesel producing 1,050 Newton-meters of torque. Full-time four-wheel drive, a 6-speed automatic transmission, a 4-speed transfer case, ground clearance and wading depth exceeding 800 millimeters. In RV form, an MS600-based motorhome builds onto that platform with an aluminum passenger cabin, a 3-layer pop-up roof system, a 1,900 by 1,500 millimeter cab overbed, a rear bed, toilet, shower, diesel stove, diesel heater, diesel hot water, fridge, microwave, an 800-watt solar system, a 400 amp-hour lithium battery bank, and a 3,000-watt inverter. This is not a camping vehicle. This is a mobile forward operating base that happens to have a kitchen. The honest disadvantages: it is expensive to fuel, it is difficult to import, and the interior does not have the finish quality of the Wanaka or the Lidu. But when you are crossing the Tibetan Plateau or navigating the Mongolian steppe at -20 degrees Celsius, you are not thinking about your mood lighting. Changan Fengjing, Blue Whale, Lantuoji RV. If the Dongfeng MS600 is for extreme overlanders and the Wanaka is for premium road travelers, the Changan Fengjing Blue Whale Lantuoji exists in the most competitive space of all. The practical, affordable, capable family camper. Built on a pickup truck platform, it carries a 2.0-liter turbocharged gasoline engine with four-wheel drive, central differential lock, and rear differential lock. The interior has 2 sleeping areas, a cab over and a rear dinette conversion, plus an indoor kitchen with fridge, microwave, range hood, and wet bath with a swivel toilet, shower, and sink. There are security cameras, air conditioning, heating, a 160-liter freshwater tank with an optional upgrade to 300 liters. The power system, 800 watts of solar, a 48-volt 200 amp-hour lithium battery, and a 5-kilowatt inverter charger. At a dry weight of approximately 3,087 kilograms, the 2.0-liter engine sits at the edge of its performance envelope, which reviewers have noted. And without slide-out extensions, the interior feels compressed when all functions are in use simultaneously. But the equipment list for the price point is something Western manufacturers cannot match without adding $40,000 to the sticker. And this is where the Western RV industry made its fatal mistake, dismissing Chinese pricing as a quality compromise rather than a capability benchmark. LDV Deliver 9 Camper Van. But here's what most people are completely missing. Not every buyer needs a military chassis or a 55 kilowatt-hour battery. For the majority of the global market, the weekend travelers, the campsite adventurers, the retired couples with a long road trip on their list, what matters most is reliability, simplicity, and value. The LDV Deliver 9. Campervan answers that call precisely. Built on the LDV Deliver 9 van platform, a Chinese-engineered vehicle with factory distribution in Australia and multiple international markets, this is the RV that functions like an ordinary vehicle and lives like a compact apartment. A 2.0-liter turbo diesel, 128 kilowatts, 420 newton-meters of torque, a 12.3-inch infotainment screen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, factory warranty, dealer support infrastructure, inside a day lounge, bed for two, electric cooktop, refrigerator freezer, microwave, sink, cassette toilet, shower, and a 22-inch wall-mounted television. It is not the most dramatic vehicle on this list. It is the most important, because the LDV Deliver 9 is already on the road in markets outside China. It is already being serviced by dealers. It already has insurance infrastructure. It is the beachhead. And once buyers experience what Chinese engineering delivers at this price tier, the question they will ask next is, what else can they do? By 2030, analysts at CICC project that Chinese vehicle brands will hold over 33% of the global automotive market outside China. That is not a forecast. That is a trajectory already in motion. The Western RV industry has two options: compete on innovation or compete on nostalgia. The first requires a complete architectural reset. The second is a countdown. Here is the world this points toward. By 2030, hybrid and electric RV platforms from China will have a charging and service infrastructure in multiple Western markets. The Wanaka's 55 kilowatt-hour battery architecture will be considered standard, not exceptional. Vehicles like the Dongfeng MS600 will have inspired a generation of Western overlanding products that are still 3 to 5 years behind. And the people who understood this transition earliest, the overlanders, the investors, the industry professionals, the dealership owners, will have positioned themselves accordingly. The ones who dismissed it as a novelty will be scrambling to explain why their sales numbers look like a cliff edge. This is not speculation. This is the same pattern that played out in consumer electronics, in solar manufacturing, in electric vehicles. China does not enter markets. It redefines them. So here's the question I want you to answer in the comments below. Do you think Western RV manufacturers can genuinely compete? Or have they already lost the next decade? Drop your answer below, because the responses to this question tell me everything about how this industry is going to move. At the start of this video, I asked you whether everything you believed about recreational vehicles was built on a 50-year lie. You have now seen 5 answers to that question. A yacht-inspired luxury trailer, a hybrid apartment with 2,380 watts of solar, a military-grade expedition machine with 1,050 newton-meters of torque, an affordable 4x4 family camper with a 5-kilowatt inverter, and a factory-backed van life vehicle already driving on roads outside China. The Western industry called this impossible. China called it Tuesday. If this video exposed something the mainstream automotive media has been refusing to cover, subscribe now. because what we cover next goes even deeper into the technology the West is not ready to talk about. Hit the bell, don't fall behind.